what my answer was going to be this week because I didn't know if I wanted to say something like about just like my business life or about my personal life. But I think that if I had to change one thing over, I know I've talked about this on the show before. I used to live with my grandmother when I was growing up, and I found her on the morning that she passed away. I was getting ready for school, and she was on the floor, passed away. And I just feel like if I could change one thing, I wouldn't have. I don't know. I don't know if I would have like not stayed up so late, or sometimes I used to sleep in my grandmother's room. I think I would have slept in her room that night. I don't know. I would have did something different to maybe be able to try and help her. Yeah, I think that's what I would have did.
Wow. Okay. So there's so many. I mean, there's so many that people name that I could agree with and say, something similar. So what I'm going, I don't. This is a hard one.
I know
this is a hard one. I don't know what one thing would, because like Pips, I can relate to Pips. The finishing college earlier, I can relate to that. There's a lot of things. There's someone said something about picking one business, and then somebody else said something about researching what you want to do earlier. Thinking about that. I mean, all that
sticking
stuff.
to one thing and just doing it.
All of that stuff is like relevant. I can't.
If you have kids, you should definitely let them read these comments.
Why is that?
Because
they're not gonna listen.
They can see like what a lot of people would do differently, and maybe they would take something more serious.
I feel like adults said all this stuff to me when I was a kid, and nothing of it stuck because I had to see for myself.
Right. Yeah. And I think if you have kids, if you're one of the people that said that you wish you didn't have kids, then you probably shouldn't let your kids read this. That's just my hunch.
Not you, Cece.
But I tell people, I tell young people all the time, like, oh, I was where you are. That they it's the same thing that I probably did. It was like, no, you ain't never been where I am. I'm special and unique. You don't know what you're talking about. I had this girl I used to work with. That's like, I think you'll feel differently. No, I know exactly how I'll feel in 10 years. I'm like, okay. When I was 40, I don't feel different. I feel differently than that now. So I think you're wrong, but you have to experience for yourself.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with this. I guess it's basically what Pip said. I wanted to, because I had to learn everything I learned about finances and credit and responsibility and all that stuff. I had to
from broke ass hacks like me.
No,
no,
they didn't have that in our day.
No, I had to learn all that stuff the hard way. So if I could have somehow learned that, I don't know, is that something I could change though? I mean,
I think I could have made some better choices. I don't regret not moving to LA when I was offered a great opportunity when I was in college. I could have dropped out of college. One of LA's best television agents wanted to sign me. I was working for this manager that managed Marla Gibbs and all those other people. And I could have dropped out of school then and come here. And I always think, like, what would my life been if I had done that at that time? But I don't regret. I made the choice I made. And I also know people I know in my life that's really important to me because of the choices I made. I probably would have met them, and I definitely wouldn't have met them as when I met them.
Yeah.
So all those things had to line up for in order to that. But the money thing, I'm working my ass off. I wish I had worked my ass off more when I was 25 versus 50 or 45,
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that could have been done with a choice of like, you know what? I don't need that loan. Maybe I'll do a loan every other year for school. Mm-hmm. But I didn't have that kind of knowledge or experience, and I didn't have any kind of advisors to tell me that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that does it for this episode of the Shiznit Show. Oh, we do need a question for next week, though, and we have one. It is.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see here. Where'd that question go?
Right there at the top.
Okay. What is something you have seen change for the better in your lifetime? There you go. All right. What is something you have seen change for the better in your lifetime? That's a good one. Nice, positive.
Yeah. In honor of all the change that Martin Luther King has made.
Yes.
All right.
His dreams.
It doesn't have to be about social things.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
whatever, positive change you've seen in your life. Whatever change you've seen for the better in your life.
It could be technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you had a scar and you got rid of it somehow, it's a better change.
I think we were looking for something a little deeper than that. But
it's just a range, you guys. It's a range of things.
Yeah, let's shoot for a little deeper than that.
It's a range of things. Whatever you feel connected to,
The Instapot, whatever.
Oh.
Okay, so for that, we're out of here. So for Jean Monique,
just the girl in my world.
For Pip Lily,
Sophia back now.
Dino Red saying, holla at your boy.
From all of our crew to listeners like you, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of The Shiznit. And don't forget to tell your friends about the show. Check out our website, theshiznitshow.com, or hit us up on Facebook under The Shiznit. Follow us on Twitter at The Shiznit Show. Write to us at theshiznitshow@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail and make it sexy at 424-261-4878. This has been The Shiznit.
You're listening to the Red Rock Podcast Network.